Hi, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the NECC Overwatch Navigators Yellow Division Grand Finals. We are streaming on the NEC mainstream as well as here on the Western Coast stream. Welcome. I am Cameron John Flo Yoles. With me soon, you will see Nona Nona, Hayden Nona Nona Green will be joining me. We are excited to bring to you the first to four matchup between the number three Valpo Beacon Crusaders and your number four Western Colorado University Mountaineers. We can take a look at that bracket. I'll give you an idea of how we got to where we are today. Um, Before we go into a deep dive, though, I want to take you back on a deeper dive into how we got to this moment in the Western Esports program. So, 3 years ago, we hired an individual to come in and be the esports coordinator. I was, I believe, a second year student at the time, and I remember year one, we had tryouts in the library. Everyone was bringing their own PCs, and it was very, very, do-it-yourself type of work. And then year one, we had a minimum 6 players, and we were scrim demons. We didn't lose a single map in scrims, but then in matches, we couldn't buy a victory. Year two, it's kind of the same story. We were more competitive, and it took us until actually the last match of the season to find our first map win. It was super exciting. You can check out that video on our YouTube page. And now that brings us up to year three, where our program has grown to about 20 players just in like the Overwatch program alone. That builds us out with 2 teams, and one of these teams here we get to see in the grand finals. And just a quick aside, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge that individual, Kyle Jenkins, who was our esports coordinator for our first 3 years. Earlier this season, he took another position and moved to Ohio Wesleyan University in Delaware. So we have new individuals on board, but we would not be the program that we are or in this match if Kyle was not with us. So a big thank you to him, and we wish him all the luck as he moves forward. As we get ready into today's matchup, as you can see, Nona Nona hopping in to join me. How you
Howdy.
doing today, Nona?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing quite well. We just went over our brief Mountaineer esports history,
Awesome.
and now we're going to take a look into the playoff bracket
Ooh.
that we're looking at today.
Yeah.
So as you can see, both of these teams, uh, both of these teams had to play in the first round. They were not given the first round buys, and as a result, um, they've had the most rigorous course to get here. You can see Valpo Beacon in that first round, they were able to sweep JMU Yellow, and then in the second round, they went up against Baker University in a slugfest and to get here. Where on the western side of things, they had close to a sweep with a draw in there against an AG goal in the first round, and then we had our interesting matchup last week, or a couple days ago, if you want to remind the fans about what happened there.
Yeah. So essentially, we ended up playing the first 4 maps of our series last. That would have been Thursday, I believe, the second. And unfortunately, due to some circumstances out of the control of us, that match was called short, and ESU unfortunately had to forfeit. Um, but the map score at the end of that match was 2-1 WCU, so still kind of finishing strong.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, that matchup going into against that number one seed, heavily underdogged, and then the first map, they they looked good on Lijiang, but ended up they lost 2-0, right? It wasn't even a 2-1, but a quick turnaround, and then that unfortunate scheduling conflict does turn favorable for Western and helps us find ourselves in the grand finals up against Valpo Beacon. Now, Valpo Beacon is a team that Western has played already this year. It was a 2-1 matchup last time the teams played. They were on Gibraltar, Nepal is the teams that are the maps that Valpo Beacon was able to win on. Nimbani, the only map that Western was able to pull out a win. We do see a map ban system coming through today, so it's going to be interesting to see what those teams look to avoid, based on their previous matchup.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of success with some certain specific compositions from WCU. So kind of looking more to favor the Reinhardt and the Sigma, kind of avoiding the double dive tank compositions. Those haven't really favored them in too many of these matchups recently.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting to see whether they pick more around like their map record or whether it is based on what composition they want to run. Um, coming to this map. So, and we also have the map statistics for the rest of the run for these two teams. Nepal is one map that of note for Valpo Beacon. I believe they've lost once on that map the entire season. It was in the semifinals to who they played in the semifinals again. I'm blanking on it. To Baker. Yeah, it was to Baker that they lost it on. But other than that, they beat JMU Yellow on Nepal. And then when we looked at their regular season statistics, they had not lost on Nepal. So the first Koth map will be Busan, so we do dodge it. But there are potentially 3 Koth maps in this series, so it could come back up later and be a point of interest.
Yeah, we see Koth maps being like a big deciding factor in like bigger time leagues like the Overwatch League and contenders. Is some teams just aren't as strong and or just don't play as strong on those Koth maps. I personally really struggle with my hero picks. I never feel as solid that I'm like picking the best hero for my composition. I mean, it is map dependent, obviously, but Koth is just seeming a little bit rockier for WCU, but we're going to see if they're able to maintain the momentum from their last match. And
yeah, no, sorry about the stream title. I'm going to update that right now. But absolutely, I think Koth is the control map. Koth, King of the Hill is what I call it. We've seen as the worst map, I think, worst map type for Western.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting I wouldn't get worried based off the first map. I would temper our expectations and wait to see how the more strategic maps where you get to like set up a defense or attack and how those play out.
Yeah. Some of the best improvement we've seen from WCU is their flexibility, running all these different compositions. Like our Mountaineer of the day last week, Jay Rizzle, able to swap over onto that Zarya and kind of enable Hoodie Tofu on the Winston, and just kind of was really the driving force of last Thursday's match. So it's going to be interesting to see how much Jay Rizzle's continued to play, because he hasn't played as consistently as he did in the previous match. So
yeah, no, and it's interesting because we are gonna based on this lineup that we see coming forward, we are gonna see the captain for B team disagree sitting out that first map and watching instead. And it's going to be really interesting to see what adjustments can be made moving forward from that first map. Again, we know control isn't our favorite, but there's still a lot to be learned, especially on the maps that you're losing on more so. And again, MWM is that wild factor for me. He came from PC. This is his first year on PC. He came from console to PC. And so, again, that steady, consistent mechanical improvement as well as that, coordination with the team. And how that comes into effect.
So it'll be very interesting to watch MWM, see if he's able to pop up on that hit scan role. We assume he's going to be playing a lot of that Ashe. That's really what we see him on most. And I actually asked MWM a question.
Yeah, we got fun MWM facts.
Right now I've asked everybody one set of questions, but I am going to go back and get some more.
All right.
So I asked MWM, zombie apocalypse happens right now.
Okay.
What is his strategy? Where is he going? He said he's going to take a bike, ride down to either Walmart or City Market, try to bunker off the doors, get as few people in there as he can, and then hold out there. And I mean, it's kind of like the obvious strategy: go to somewhere with a lot of supplies, and he may have to contend with a lot of zombies. But we see him able to click heads in video games. Maybe he's got that same accuracy for zombie slaying.
Yeah, I mean, I know he plays other games. He probably plays them with zombies.
Oh yeah.
So he definitely knows what he should be bringing to the table.
Yeah.
Dude, should we switch to one mic?
We can switch. This one's got a. It's got a.
I think that might be picking me up as well when I talk. Okay. So if we move it to the middle, we can.
Yeah.
That might be the move.
I believe it is.
Do you have a head?
There we go. That, yeah. If
okay.
I put this in the middle. It's shiny and looks nice.
It's shiny, yeah. No, we were looking at mics and we had like a mic that we wanted to pick out, and then Nona brings in his shiny cool color one, and we're like, well, maybe we should change our minds a bit.
Yeah.
Go back and think of a different one.
Yeah. It's definitely. I mean, it looks cooler than it probably sounds.
Let us know if the audio is working better in chat.
Yeah.
We do have you guys pulled up.
Yeah.
We so like we said, we are technically a co-stream today as the main stream is on NECC, and so they're gonna dictate our schedule about when we're ready to go in. Although it looks like, we are using the restroom before a match. Always an important step
Very
to get yourself ready.
step.
It's
Can't be understated. One of the things that you have to do otherwise.
Yeah, no. Like when I game, I want my legs shaking because I'm so invested, not for other
reasons.
Other unfortunate reasons. So let's look back at that matchup that that Valpo Beacon had against Baker before they got to these finals matchups. They actually started with a loss on Koth on that Nepal that we talked about. They came back, won on Route 66, then they lost on Hanamura, and that is the focal point for me because of the maps that we have that we have the combined pool on. Hanamura, or actually, I'm sorry, I thought we won on Hanamura. It was a draw. Yeah. All our TCPs were draws.
It was very, very winnable.
It was very close. Yeah, no. We we were a turd away from winning. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, it was hurtful. If you can hear that, we are about ready to go in.
Awesome.
You're going to hop into the match. Unfortunately, because this is the grand finals, we are locked into our team's perspectives. We don't have universal viewpoint, but that just means we get more West Mountaineers on your screen. So
that's essentially what we were doing anyways.
Yeah.
So we won't have the free cam, only player perspective?
Only player perspectives. I think we can still third person off of them, though. Do a little corner peek.
Yeah, for sure.
Players are still loading in, as you can see. That is SMH Carol. I do have to shout Carol out as well, and she'll never hear it, but she has been in fantastic admin this entire season. Very responsive and communicative. No, she has been an absolute pleasure to work alongside.
Absolutely.
As we are about to get ready, we'll see what composition, what heroes are you looking for out of WCU on this map?
So, downtown on this on is
but be ready to adapt if necessary.
One of the more maps that lends itself more to the hit scan role. We aren't seeing any hit scan picks right now, other than the Soldier 76, which is a little surprising. I would have expected NWM to swap over the Axe or the Widow and try to sit up on that high ground, but beast mode on the Mercy is going to help enable just really be a threat from the offense.
Yeah, we do see Mr. Mango swap. Oh, he was changing his mind between the Ana and the Batiste. I was going to say I like the Batiste for that verticality. He can support that high ground. So I like to see him stick to it.
I was talking to Mr. Mango just before the match, and he had actually stated how he disliked this one because he wanted to play good to see.
And of all the Koth, like we said, is WCU's least comfortable map type. Busan is their least comfortable map within that map type. An early Immortality field coming out though as Jay Riz find the first pick in the match. The Batiste playing very aggro.
Ooh, getting aggressive. Popping back up. Supposed to come up on the wrecking ball there, but no follow-up.
Anna low in the back, but as Valpo Beacon takes point control, the longer this goes, the better it is for them. We do see a res on the Boo, but I think the pick he got earlier on is, or you back at this point, we're in a 66 fight. Ooh, the dink!
I'd say that's a good use of the counteract that mana boost. Although Mr. Mango getting duped. Corvus on the Valpo Beacon able to get 2K and keep this one scrappy, but it looks like picks have gone the way of WCU.
And they will get the flip. That was a long fight for Western and Valpo Beacon. I think they did very well to stall it out. It looked like they almost turned it fully at the end, but they will be able to recover.
Wrecking ball at the end, coming in with I believe that was a 3-kill. He'll get 3 picks on his own.
Yeah, but MWM and Jair is sitting on the point, able to sock out damage, and those are the players that can heal themselves, so they're able to last longer.
Hard to push in. Early immortality used as well as Bears will get a free whole log. Oh, into the window. This is dangerous. Good Sigma each. Oh no. Yeah, that shatter should clean it up. J-Riz should hop off the map at this point, but we'll see if he wants to try and stall it out. Nope, he's just wasting time and giving up extra ult charge. That's not good.
We've done this before.
Who do you want to spec? You want Eye in the Sky?
Yeah, I think Blue has been getting a lot of these early picks. We saw MW last fight to clean up
Flight routine activated.
he's really getting pressured out by the soldier.
Yeah, I know, lots of hits being on the other side as they have the Batiste, the soldier. The Reaper doesn't really have, isn't.
They're not getting any healing right now. That one, the Mercy still coming in back not letting it.
Copy coming out.
Copy from Boo. We will get shot. Nanoboot's invested on the back piece from
Ooh, and that's an overcommitment on the Flux. They want to save that for the next fight, but
Spike the refuge on over out.
if they get spiked, or mines, yeah. And
Just going to be 3 healing stars for
the MO used in that, that's, yeah, they might.
that should be back up to the next fight.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of the most interesting thing to watch this fight. Can they stall out?
So yeah, one fight from the side of Alpha Vegan will most likely turn them and take this first section half.
You're fully healed.
Copy.
Mango.
Ooh!
Pretty
Boom!
in the back line, able to pick off Baptiste, but he's going to be traded for it. This is just very scrappy. Thanks for trying to WCU.
Ooh, nailed by Squares.
I think that's going to be just fight cleaned up. WCU kicked off the point.
I don't know that they're going to be able to get a touch. MM is close.
He's going to be able to extend this overtime, but ooh, long, I imagine. Someone else is on that one mortality.
J-Riz finds a kill.
This
This is doable.
J-Riz able to kill the enemy main tank.
Oh, he's so low! The Reaper.
On the Reaper is just going to be a ton of damage output.
This looks possible. Healers are low in the back. They need to kill the soldier though.
Soldier is attacked by Ray, but Tofu able to shut down the Reaper.
Huge rock.
Pressure him off point. They did get the flip though, so no percentage engaged like WCU. Still continuing to start up.
Yeah, no, it's always been Valpo. Yeah, this entire fight. Remember, MM was touching everything. Yeah, and they're just unable to get the flip. That was close. The healers were low in the back, but
Good stall attempt. Couple picks going the way of WCU, but not quite enough to turn the fight.
yeah, no. Maybe a little more focus. Were the healers getting picked off at the start of fights? I think they were the first to drop usually, and that's something that needs to be cleaned up. Ill-advised res.
Yep.
And then I don't know if Mango got that immortality up in time for that fight.
I'm not sure how I feel about the Mercy pick with this comp. You obviously don't mind running the Mercy with the Echo and the Soldier, because that damage boost is very effective. Two Soldiers swapping to the Ryan. J-Riz also swapping to the Ryan.
Yeah, they're off the boo, but they're still running the Mercy is interesting.
It is kind of Mercy beast mode, maybe choosing to play that more comfortable pick. Just maybe a death
Oh no, pretty airy aggro against the May. That's going to be a quick wall off. Yeah.
This looks like a bit of an overtime.
Yeah, that's the power of May, is one ability can win you an entire fight. But we talked to J-Riz about his Zarya. We see that he's almost full charge here. He was under for a little bit.
J-Res able to get out with high count. That's a great one. J-Res throwing in some right clicks there. Take a right click from the middle.
Yep. And we saw that Ryan turn around. He's peeking this corner right here, watching. They don't have the Lucio to like fast rotate to the other side, and they're gonna have to slug it out. Yeah.
The May with this great rush is very fun.
Yeah, no, especially on the map that's so tight like this with the chokes. They really need a Lucio to kind of juke the team around.
Something to generate some momentum or get in some sort of position. He's totally only now working up his first generator.
Yep, but they do have 6 ults. That's a wasted bubble that might slow the timing out.
I would have liked to see immediate rotation.
I'd like to see maybe even juke right, just look for a rotation, but this wall is gonna.
Wow, little flaps on the Reinhardt, just taking control of the map positioning, and who's gonna be able to trigger overtime? I don't think anyone else will. They're gonna die with 6 ultimates.
Yeah, again, reluctance to switch comp, and going up against that Mei, you have to move quicker.
That was one of the most one-sided. I think that was the most one-sided map that we have watched. Specifically that second point.
Yeah, I think back to Li Jing of the last matches. Not going. Ah! We'll check out the play of the game from MWM. Beautiful tracking. But yup. You guys, I know exactly where we're headed. Yeah, no, I was gonna say, other than the Li Jing we saw on Thursday, you know, that second map was very one-sided. This whole entire round, both maps looked very unfortunate. Maybe a chance on the first one, but
to see Western build up those 6 ultimates, well, first of all, take the entire time to build those 6 ultimates and then die with all of them. I mean, there wasn't even an attempt at winning the fight there, honestly. That first pin or wall on Hoodie Tofu, step in momentum, and unfortunately that one goes to Valpo Beacon.
yeah, I know we definitely like to see more decisive action coming out of Western in terms of, you know, what play they're gonna make or if they're gonna make a switch. But you know, it's just kind of, I call it banging your head against the wall.
Yeah.
You try the same choke 4 times, and nothing can come out of it. All right, we're gonna take a brief break between maps, and we'll get right back to you. Don't go anywhere.
Traveling to Eichenwald.
All right. As you guys might be able to hear, we're heading right back in. We're going into Eichenwald.
Yeah.
This is a map that we have seen actually twice out of Western in the past. During this playoff run, they beat ESU and they beat NAG.
2-0 in Eichenwald. We saw the time we saw them play. We saw a full hold on first point, and then it was almost a draw, but I believe it was Boo with the clutch nano blade able to win that one out and capture the first pick Eichenwald. But I believe on Thursday we got to see quite a bit more of the map. We saw a dominant third point hold. And so hopefully we'll have a lot more even of a matchup, and it looks like they're going to run in that same Ryan Zarya comp, I believe.
Yeah, and Valpo Beacon actually does have a win on this match in the playoffs in the last series. So, you know, it's strength against strength is what we get to see today.
Mr. Mango on the Reaper, they're already sped in onto the point, as WCU may not be used to be playing against a Russian Lucio.
And I know Lil Flaps is going to find Pity Tofu early as there's more team support to help him take that 1v1,
Yeah.
which wasn't a 1v1.
I think David is staggering himself out here.
Should hop off the
Got
map.
that right click. Should have dropped a right click at the feet, died a couple seconds earlier there, but very, very demanding or commanding fight moment from Valpo Beacon with the Lucio there, able to just speed through choke and get on the back line, and Mr. Mango on the flank.
Yeah, no, Hoodie Tofu's going to have a really rough time, just no support, and I'm going to call it a Lucio difference, but the Lucio wasn't even there. Western's just not ready for a full reset.
They're not used to playing the speed. They haven't played against a Lucio rush comp, I believe. And they don't like playing the Lucio of their own. Haven't frequently.
They haven't frequently. They did last match and to strong effect, but we'll see if they want to whip that back out.
Yeah.
Did we have a composition switch this match? Yes, Disagree came in.
Yeah.
Who came out? MWM did.
came out,
And then Mango went to DPS.
Window being invested from Double Beacon is excited by WCU. Boo able to find the pick on Night Fury, though.
I find it interesting if they want to run a Junkrat, why they took MWM out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no slide to Boo, more of a slide to Junkrat. Junkrat's not really good that you want a player like Boo on. He's so much more capable of, you know, he can get his hands dirty, really.
Yeah, and MWM just has a Junkrat is one of his best heroes, where
Like,
Boo is not known for his Junkrat.
Just the hero pools that both those players play, kind of, they shouldn't overlap in the way they are. The perfect sleep dart. That's still able to come through. Boo able to get picked on. The fire strike with a huge riptire from Abroth made this fight all but one for Valpo Beacon.
Yeah, this is an absolute rolling. We need to see Western like a hard reset. We did, correct me if I'm wrong, we saw them drain a 5-minute time bank on point 3, did we not?
We did.
But
it'll be interesting to see if they're able to lock this back down. We saw Hoodie Tofu swap over to the Sigma in that previous match, but he's still on the Ryan. So it'll be interesting to see if this Hoodie Tofu Ryan is going to be enough.
Mr. Mango does have that ultimate. Does he want to TP on the chandelier and drop onto
The
them?
grab gets invested.
Is he going to ult? Where's the ult?
Just holding on to it. Trapped. Sorry,
I understand why he holds back is because he wants the immo to drop, but his ult will shoot the immo. He needs to just get in there and ult or TP behind him, and you know.
I think J-Riz was high charge there, able to just drop some right clicks into that grab and slowly chip everyone down as Hoodie Tofu swings through.
And almost even better because now they have an extra ultimate to push into this fight.
Here. I'm not sure how I feel about Mr. Mango on the flank constantly. In our previous match against Michael the Soldier, he loved to be in the back line. Mr. Mango was really able to check him.
Here, can he counter ult to push him back? Oh, the boop up!
It's gonna be huge!
Immortality getting knocked down. Low health from most of the. Ooh! The left click headshot. Wow.
Jumping around the corner, and yeah, killing Zarya is gonna be huge to kill energy.
Gonna
Focus the
dive
bat.
for Mr. Mango. The
They're gonna
shatter
share
getting
shot.
invested.
Maybe worth it?
Maybe worth. The BM definitely setting the tone.
They beated that fight. I didn't realize. Or did they just swap Lucio? They just
I
swapped
believe they
Lucio.
just swapped Lucio.
That's what it is.
Which I think that's a good swap here.
It's a good swap, but
Beacon-
correct me if I'm wrong. This is the point where it's going to be least
Exactly.
effective.
We would have liked to see this Lucio swap. Really either at the very beginning, just wanting to run that Lucio with Rush. Very, very common to find hero in the Rush meta.
All right, Boo able to build up a tire quickly as they needed, you know.
Invest these ultimates early before Valpo Beacon gets a chance to get any picks of their own. This tire needs to come out and defend now.
It's too late.
Grab Bionade.
Oh, boom!
Able
The
with
triple
the counter
K.
with the triple. This is going to be a stalemate as it looks like Reinhardt and Reaper are alive for Valpo Beacon.
They will get a contest. Here's what I want to see. I don't want to see J-Riz go out as fast as he can.
No.
You want to see him wait for some
right clicks
support.
from the distance,
Lucio
wait
there.
For Hoodie Tofu to move in. Disagree. Should be speeding along. I don't know.
Yeah, interesting to be
Scoop
feeling out
the
of spawn.
backline. If they're able to counter this push, that'll be a great use or a great counter of the Reaper's ultimate. Getting those 3 picks, but if Valpo Beacon doesn't capitalize here, it looks like they might go for it. I'd like to
Grab.
Here, but it looks like they're going to
You're
Mr.
gonna-
Mango investing another refill.
And now they can't use grab.
Yes, this grab needs to be held. This grab needs to be bid. As I believe that is the only ultimate they're holding on to now.
Are we
Boom
gonna-
may be able to work up to that rip tire in this next fight, but he's gonna have to output a lot.
We may need a nickname for this point. Like I have the Kaiser at this point.
We
'cause
really
Western. This is their home.
clearly they're comfortable in this third point.
This is the mountaintop.
Yes, it is the mountaintop.
All
Back at
right.
home, I'd like to see this grab invested
Early, yeah, they can swing on Immo.
Shatter gets dropped.
J-Riz.
Ryan is just in the back line. It's gonna go down. Blue able to find
Oh,
that pick.
here it comes, here it comes.
Grab, hits that.
Right clicks, right clicks, right
And
clicks.
Hoodie Tofu not able to swing through the grab. Oh, the double fire strike. The window having to be invested, but it does guarantee to clean up on that fight. And I think that was the correct decision from these points.
They will have shatter, hopefully a tire.
They should have that tire, and they
then
will have beat.
Right. If they can hold on to beat, that's going to be the biggest thing. Is not to use it, just to use it.
They
You know.
they would have liked to win that fight without using the window there, but Beast Mode deciding to drop it down, guarantee all that fire strike damage, and keep it going along.
Ooh, a couple of spammed in pills. Oh, Disagree falls. They should back up.
Oh, the trap from Boo.
I'll slow him down.
Place. The Rip Tire may have to be used early here to try to counter this push.
Yeah, I'd like to see it now,
Sniped
honestly.
out of the sky. I'd like to see this bar taken down to the Rip Tire. He really can't get it.
Yeah. Oh no, Boo. Is he going to use it?
He should have used it by now.
The beat. He can use it now.
He needs to throw it. Bait the Diva onto the trap. Something. Beast Mode can come down. There's no. Oh, Wolfpack's going down. Okay, Zarya nanoed from Valpo Beacon. We're gonna see the tire come in here.
Oh.
It's big.
It's
Junkrat
two.
and Ana going down. We've got Farah.
Farah's one up in the air. Oh, the huge bubble.
Is she gonna be able to get enough healing to stay
Oh,
up? She's not.
no.
J-Riz able to get the pick.
Yeah.
Disagree back in the fight. Able to keep the team alive. Hoodie Tofu is gonna be able to zone out the Zarya, walking out of the immortality, and they managed to hold on to the mountaintop.
Yeah. You like that?
I like it.
Works well.
Boo.
I wanted to name the arena Apex Arena, but Apex Legends is a game, so it doesn't quite work.
Yeah. Well, Boo with the clutch rip tire there, holding it a little longer than he might have needed to, but we'll have a Death Blossom from Mr. Mango here for this last fight.
No defensive ults though.
No, this is going to be very interesting. They have whittled this down from a 5.5 minute time back.
Yup.
And
And Boo, the early
able to
pick,
get
that's
the early
enormous.
pick.
I'd love to see this. There it is.
Sleeper ult early here. And wow, what a phenomenal defense from Western. Just absolutely locking down third point Icon Love. The true mountaintop is Baby D was the only one remaining.
You know, they do have a daunting task ahead of them because they do have to bring it here.
That first point is so tough to break, and we've seen him struggle in the past, but
We've also seen them roll in the past, so.
we have. That was a phenomenal defense. You really can't ask for much better.
What I want to see out of the start here is just a coherent plan, right? If they're running the Rhine, you need Lucio with it. If they're going dive, is everyone going dive?
Yeah.
You know, what is Western going to bring out in terms of their plan, and then are they going to execute, or will they adjust if they need it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Man, Eichenwald's one of my favorite maps.
Yeah.
It really is.
Eichenwald it's one of the most varied in terrain and by playstyle. We saw the Farah pick come out from Valpo Beacon, but on third point, which is a little interesting. Maybe more of a desperation pick at that point.
I think it was more of a counter pick against the jump Reaper that we were running.
But even then, MM able to hit that in-air concussion mine and kind of nullify that fire in the one fight she
boo, but
excuse me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Before we get into this match, do you have a boo fun fact that we can throw out?
Think any of these tabs still work?
Sorry, yeah, we like to ask a couple fun questions before we get into match.
Okay, that's right. So I asked Boo what his weirdest talent was, or coolest talent, or something he could show me. And he said, watch this. And he jumped straight up. And I swear, his head almost hit the ceiling. It came within inches.
He's a jumper.
He's a jumper.
He's a jumper.
He's got some legs. And, well, we'll see him stretch those legs and flex off on that Cassidy.
Yeah, no, this isn't here we often see that we know. Oh, man. Disagree, yeah.
The ground Lucio falling into that Junkrat trap. I'd really like to see him up on that wall speeding his team through, but that's a little unlucky not checking that corner.
Yep, also follow your tanks.
Yeah, no need for him to be leading the fight.
Yep, but they'll reset, and it does look like they are going for a swap, or they're going right. No, but again, we see Western functioning as a team, which is a good sign.
Waiting for J-Riz, getting the whole squad together. They're dropping right.
Mango's going aggro.
Front, leading the charge. Look out broken. Disagree. Still getting picked early. Maybe being a little too far forward in that fight. Reinhardt able to swing on it.
Yeah, we watched Mango go a little aggro. I'd like to see him like flank left there, buy some space. He doesn't deceive the opponents to where he is at all.
We've seen some real competent like zoning and tank coordination from Valpo Beacon. So finally speed boosting into their Reinhardt. I don't think that's going to get Western anywhere. They're going to have to go into the more tough strategy than that.
Yep, they aren't close to any ults either. They're 70% to their window and their shatter.
Corner. Tofu down to 70 immediately. Not still able to get the first pick. Disagree. Again, going down early in the fight. These Junkrat traps are catching just about everyone on.
Yeah, no. Abroth is definitely having himself a map.
Lil Flaps just continuing to farm up that shatter. I assume he's got one on deck.
He just dropped it that fight.
It.
Yeah,
Hoodie
to the
Tofu.
left, and then Hoodie Kofu wanted to engage, and that's when he got trapped the second time.
So we saw Hoodie Tofu take an enormous amount of hope. It looks like all the abilities are being invested in. Character ult, rockets, and what you call it, bionade. So I'd like to have seen them push 5 seconds earlier. As soon as they saw those two abilities come out, poke abilities that.
Another trick.
Quite a bit of poke here. Disagree again. The first to die. Being pushed off in the back line with the fire strike. Left off that Lucio before getting the
Yeah, no. And again, that Ryan 1v1, that Lucio should be a difference maker.
We saw how dominantly the Valpo Beacon were able to take that first point on their initial attack, just literally walking in.
Alright, now they do have a bunch of another fire strike. And again, there's just no reason to peek. We're between fights.
There's no reason to peek that corner. He may be trying to throw out his orb there, but
you can bounce it.
you can bounce it. You can.
So the key thing though is that they do have a store of ultimates build up, and I just don't want to see them overcommit because again, they're gonna have to storm the fight. These fire strikes, little flaps. Another swap.
Okay. That was a phenomenal grab from J-Riz.
Yeah, that was.
Questionable on the follow-up.
They'll have to use the shatter as well.
I don't think they need it.
Yeah. Only the window held on as they are able to take first point. And again, we did, I'll tell you, when we saw them roll, we saw them lose one and then not lose momentum afterwards.
I think that WCU is strongest when they are on that momentum, with they're carrying with that momentum. So to see them break that first hold, even though they had to throw everything in the kitchen sink, it's still good to see them break that first point hold and get some tailored progress here towards that third part.
Yeah, no, I saw that reaction out of J-Riz. He you could see his mind just process it a little late. Oh, I didn't fully kill the Zarya. Although Hoodie able to find Abroth.
getting invested, but this is still going the way of WCU. Looks like a shadow blocked by Jay Riz.
Huge.
Wow.
That was, let me tell you, that the nano was an overcommitment. It turned into an ult charge battery for us, and then the shatter to boot.
You just said it. We've got that momentum rolling for WCU now. We're gonna have the grab coming online from Iris. I assume what he told was working up for that Earth Shatter, excuse me. He's got it.
Yeah.
It looks like we got 4 ults on board from WCU was 3 being picked off and back on again.
But Mango, if Mango's able to hold high ground.
Grab is invested. Over being follow-up, the Wolf Blast able to come swing in. They do use the Riptire, so you may take that fight to WCU. 2 ults used, big ults used from Doppelbeak.
Yeah, things do start to get scary here as it's down to like 1 or 2 fight territory.
I believe we're looking at 6 ultimates from WCU coming up on this fight, though. If
Yeah,
Mr.
just
Mango's
about.
able to build that death
My
boss.
ultimate is ready.
Yep,
Let's
I'd
work
like to see
together.
a Grav Barrage combo. That should be all you really need if they're grouped up. But taking this high ground is going to be an issue. They only have the Rhine Zarya, so they kind of got to go through the castle.
Yeah, I'd like to see them push actually through that castle and try to catch them out on bridge, or even right there, that Baptiste on the high ground. That would have been a good dive target.
They're just kind of hanging around though. They don't know what to do.
They're very unsure. It looks like we're going to be moving along this right catwalk and making their way up to the high ground.
And even if Valko Beacon drops down, it's still such an important maneuver.
Dude,
Oh,
flying up for real no reason there. He didn't breathe. Oh, maybe Mr. Unicorn was following the line instead, but Mr. Mango,
huge count.
Oh, this is one has become very scrappy.
Yeah, they need to get on cart though. It's so far back, and they have so far to push.
3 on court, the on us. Just like this one away, WCU Mango dropping though.
Oh,
Kirby
no.
able to get that pick. That is a huge pick.
Yeah, no, Hoodie needs to stay on cart right now.
He is looking to go take that position from the inner right call, but he has that
Oh.
now he focuses
He needs to drop the shatter.
There he is! Tries to come in there and help his coach. No real reason to throw the shatter out just right into you, and that is not what we wanted to see from WCU. We needed to see them play that slow, wait for their teammates, and try to take that fight with
Mango will get the touch, but he's probably going to die soon after. The ammo.
Oh, we have to pull
Ooh, he can boop in. He can boop in. Why does he go up?
Oops, the Rhine off, Rhine off.
Oh, boo!
Boo! With the clutch 4K, the double boop, the double barrage. It is just Baptiste and Zarya left on point. Reinhardt and Mercy.
Focus the healer. Focus the healer, please.
The heroics from Boo. He does fall, but he has turned this fight. Baptiste going down. Wow, what a clutch from Boo.
And insane. I criticized him, and I was absolutely wrong. Little Flaps, he's just saying, well played. I don't know if he thought the match was over.
No, that was a phenomenal boop from Boo. Able to get the 2K on the Reinhardt, and I'm not sure who else, but then following it up immediately with the 2K barrage.
And again, you can't ignore the necessity of Mango to touch the point and the throw of Baismo to get the ammo on point. Absolute stellar coordination.
We've built up some ultimates now for this last fight. If they're able to keep this momentum going, window invested. The lamp being used and immediately broken. Valkyrie being dropped by Discord.
Mango went too far forward.
Oh, bubble being dropped. Oh,
This is die territory. They need to die. They need to get out.
Immediately. The res is a
Oh
stagger
no!
res. Disagree, not understanding that this fight is over.
Yeah, no, and he's just giving more ult charge. J-Riz is fading himself in too. They need to get out.
That fight
One
was
last
lost.
fight. Disagree down to 1 health. Oh my gosh.
Disagree, able to stay alive. J-Riz being able to live here. 73 to ult with a high charge. That is a huge life to save.
Yup, they're close to the shatter. They might be close to the Mango
close
ult.
to the grab. This is going to be a close one. It'll be this last fight.
Big right click. Oh no!
Oh, the grab is invested from Sky Kirby. It's that. Oh, Hoodie Tofu able to live, but he's going to take too much poke damage. Anyone going to be able to touch point. Hoodie Tofu out of the line of sight.
J-Riz res.
Being res.
That could be. It could be the heal. Is he gonna touch? Is he gonna touch?
Grab being invested. No one still a touch point, I believe.
No one.
Unlucky. WCU with the clutch play, almost able to draw out that map, but unfortunately not able to close it out.
Yeah. No. We didn't see.
Play of the game.
If you can hear us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back. Sorry about that. Yeah. No, they were close to bringing it back, but that last fight that they lost on third point, it took too long for them to get out, and then they donated ultimate charge to the opposition team, and they were able to grab and just clean it up.
Even with the individual play from Boo there, which was one of the best plays I think I've seen from the WCU-B squad so far. Unfortunately, not quite able to close out that map. Kept it interesting though. Got it within meters.
Yeah, no, it kept it interesting. It didn't look like they might take first point. It didn't look like they were going to get second point, and they almost had it. So, these teams, it's 2-0, but this is a very close matchup.
Keep in mind that was a 5-minute hold on that third point defense. So if the Western had a stronger first or second point defense, they may have been able to full hold them like right up against the door on third, and could have gone any number of ways. But it was a good one.
It's a very close match. We're excited to be bringing it to you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready to head into Hanamura for our third map, as Western is looking to come back from being down 2-0. Again, we've seen Western play on this map before. They had a very close draw, unfortunately. Unfortunately, unable to shoot the turret and just close out that one tick on the second point.
Hanamura, it was kind of unfortunate to watch and even more unfortunate to rewatch, as we're having some light stand difficulties. I don't understand. I just think, like, I didn't adjust the size and now it's stuck onto the desk. So, you know what? We're gonna hold the microphone for right now.
Yeah. Sorry, as I compose myself. Yeah. We saw Western on a close draw where, you know, a turret was really the MVP that kept them from closing it out. Although I would like to shout out J-Riz, who, if you recall, ESU was so close to taking a tick, which would have forced it to be a match victory or loss. But again, the draw came out.
Together, we are strong.
Open up against the semifinals Baker University on Hanamura, and they lost. So, you know, hopefully Western's looking to, you know, maybe get a map pick where they can find an advantage just based on like familiarity with the territory. Although again, good reminder, these did not play 2CP at all in the regular season.
And I think that has been, I mean, very prevalent in watching WCU on these 2CP maps. They just seem a little less comfortable with those rotations.
起来吧。
This is the third or fourth fight.
One. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
MWN will come in and J-Riz will be pulled, or not J-Riz will pull out. Hold up. I'm blanking. I knew it was one of those. We have Mr. Mango move back. Yeah. Disagrees over on so. MWM running the race. It's not a hero. And honestly, I like the tracer thing. I like playing with with the one click. I believe that Sim on Hanamura is worthwhile on both first and second point, especially when you're running that Reinhardt. If you can keep her alive in the fight long enough, if she gets fully charged, that 120 damage. What I want to see here, though, is I want to see Western holding high ground and like this spotting on the side because he can rotate. They're going to play main, this is good, but are they ready to address on the line? I think it's all or I like to see it. Nice.
Get back!
Bouncing around.
Yeah, you are. Of course, you get faster on the walls and you beat up you jump off. So the 50%. So the more you go off and on, the faster you're going to be going. You don't
If
want to
you
just
watch-
get on the wall and ride.
Any Overwatch League or top 500 Lucio, they'll most likely not stick to any wall for less than half a second. They're just jumping all around, maintaining that speed.
They tend to, correct me if I'm wrong, map the jump key to their scroll wheel just so they can use it quicker.
Yeah, they're able to just continuously scroll. I believe they use their middle fingers so they can continuously shoot, which is
You ever play like
max
claw
efficiency,
grip?
the claw grip on the mouse. I can't.
Have you ever seen claw
Yeah,
on the PS4 controller or Xbox?
Like
yeah,
this?
those are yeah.
Order will be
The camera's not showing
The
anything.
camera's not showing.
Yeah, no, those are
The advantage there.
Attack
being able to stay up
commences
is-
in 30 seconds.
Statistically speaking, I usually get most of my team
out
down last.
that left hallway and forward defense. You know, it's so
Rather than medic like you, learn to handle
they
a
can
weapon
kind of sneak out
like
towards
that.
that catwalk.
The number of
walkway,
battlefields
but
I've
you know,
seen,
you
I was
grab to
bound
deal
to
with it,
get
you can
something.
jump on them. He saw the wall and wanted to
Yeah,
punish.
the idea there is good, and if he has the Zarya bubble, that's a good time to go in there, get that swing in. Hopefully,
Attack commences. Capture objective A.
there is a
Popping out right to spam. Yeah, no, on the back of the hook. It's gonna pay dividends. Yeah, there wasn't enough focus on the wall. It took way too long for me to get through that.
Fade.
As I was saying before, Trey was about to prove me wrong. I don't necessarily like the only got two initial windows line of focus where
Let them up!
where's he looking? He's not looking at anyone. He may have thought there was a healer in that corner there, but removing his focus from the right hand corner is going to guarantee that kill. At least drop the shield. XW is hiding.
Still snaps all.
He is very capable of getting just a death loss. I don't know that it's worth banking into. I don't know that it's worth crouching in the corner. Such a difficult.
He does have a shift. He's holding it down now. Oh no.
Allow them to clean up that fight.
Then I'm gonna stagger.
I don't think they're going to be chased, but they know where he is and they know he's going to be going for it. So, yeah, maybe. Keep the pressure down. Won't be the best scenario. He's still on the back line, not able to help his team. Push without a nifty show.
Yeah, he's got good positioning, but he's not doing anything to relieve the pressure on
60
front. So
seconds
that one
I
lead
think
isn't
they're
doing much.
going to be expecting.
Let them up!
Oh no, the immortality and that
All that time invested, just no result coming out. This is looking grim for Western.
Ash here.
And as we head into this,
Last 30 seconds, we'll have the ult from Disagree
30
and
seconds
the
remaining.
Who's that? The Shatter.
They swap into Ashe and Soldier. It's late. You don't put. I think again, if you chose these DPS to play Ashe and Shoulder, you would have chose the opposite heroes, but they were already picked and they want to go back to swap. This is just leading the charge in. He has meat. If he's gonna go in, feed or beat, follow the Rhine. Yeah, not ideal.
Not really any. Well, we saw a good opening. One good look from WCU. There we get that clutch pick in the back line.
Play of the game.
Both laps, hopefully for that. Just able to stay up and.
Strong defensive paywalls. Yeah, the Western just not coordinated. Valpo Beacon looks like a team that's played 2CP all season long. They knew what they wanted to execute on first point. They knew how they wanted to hold it. A perfect 8,000 healing though. So gotta give a shout out to Mr. Mango there. They're very calculated.
Yeah. Just honestly, Valpo Beacon looking very comfortable in that Ryan Zarya composition. Not afraid to get aggressive and guarantee those kills from Maywall either. So.
Yeah, it's rough for Western. I want to ask you before we go back to let's we don't need to go to break
No,
if you're good to chill.
I'm good.
So before we go on, let's do some fun facts. Let's do a quick reset. Do you want to do some fun facts? I'll go check with Zach right quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. So hopefully we sound a bit louder now. Got the volume turned back up. Anyways, I want to talk specifically about one person just from that last match. Well, right now. We're going to talk about Dis. Because the question I asked Dis, which I think is a really good question, I am biased because I did write the questions, but I asked him if he could combine any two animals from any period of history. What would he do? Or like what animals would he combine? And for what reason? And he said, oh gosh, the koala platypus. The koalapus, I believe, is the pronunciation that he decided on. And this said koalapus would have not only the speed of a koala, which apparently is more than I would have expected. Did you know that koalas are fast? I did not.
I did not. I thought they were like cousins to sloths or something.
I thought they were as well. But apparently this koalapus would not only have the speed of a koala, but also have the poison of the female platypus, the poison barb,
did
whatever
he make a
it is.
custom animal?
Yeah, the koalapus. I said from any. You can make a custom animal.
Well, so this was an assignment of mine in, I believe, 7th grade. We had to make our custom animal, and we had to like talk about its universe, its environment, like what it eat and all this stuff. I combined a camel and a heron to make a Cameron.
Cameron?
A Cameron.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
So like.
It was like a camel with like wings that kind of lived on like a desert
super
oasis
skinny
type.
legs though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just wanted to be cheeky and name it after me.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
It looks like we're gonna be heading over to Route 66 for this next map, as it was WCU's pick. We've seen them play previously, I believe. Not as successful on the last time we played Route. No, we did.
We beat ESU.
That's right. We took him to third point.
Yeah, right. Because in overtime, we were dumbfounded by how few fights they ESU was able to take, and that led us to our question mark ending. The interesting thing though is Valpo Beacon has played Route 66 in their semifinal, and they did beat Baker University. And remember, Baker was that 2 seed.
Yeah.
Both of these teams beat the 1-2 teams in the league to get to these finals.
Yeah.
So they're. It looks like we have the heaviest hitters at their peak performance.
Yeah. Unfortunately, a scoreline currently running 3-0 to Valpo Beacon, but
so Western's fighting for their lives.
Yeah, fighting for their lives in this finals. We've seen quite a few signs of life, lots of good individual plays, and maybe just hope for a little bit more adaptation, a little bit more flexibility, as they've kind of died on every hill that they've decided to die on.
Yeah, no.
Excuse me.
To pick a fight out. Yeah, no. It's again, I don't know that 3-0 scoreline really represents
definitely not.
The difference between these two teams that we've seen. But
and that's typically fairly common in Overwatch competition.
In all of esports, honestly,
Really?
the slightest differences lead to big changes. And that's really, I think, the difference between these two teams that we're seeing is the crispness, the finer details.
That full hold defense on the mountaintop of Eichenwald, like we've seen WCU have tons of success on that part of the map, and just unfortunately, even though they had that monstrous hold, not being able to match up on that push just because they had a little more difficulty getting through first. So just those tiny little variables that make all these maps so different.
Yeah, no, I would definitely classify Western as a more reactive team. They're better at defense, kind of dealing with what's thrown at them, how they want to respond to it. Yeah. When they're put in a vacuum and it's like, hey, what do you want to do? They don't really know, you know?
And a lot of the personal scrims between the A team and the B team, as speaking as an 18 player,
if anyone doesn't know,
playing against this roster, the thing that, or at least the focus I tried to have when going up against them is focusing on their disorientation, like engaging them when they're not expecting it, and or doing something that isn't normal, and forcing them to adapt. That's really where we've seen them the weakest. But we have actually seen, like Jay Rizzle over on that Zarya and Hoodie Tofu able to swap for the Sig, which he hasn't brought out in this series, but the flexibility has definitely improved from the WCU-B squad.
Yep, MWM has been subbed out. Boo and Mango are on the DPS. This is beast mode on the healers. We see, again, I if you don't know me, I am not a fan of Mercy. I think you can get away with it maybe if you run an Ashe, Widow, Pharah, or Echo. Like, you need a reason to do it. And I don't really see one on this roster.
So, as a quick story, I used to play a lot of Mercy back in the day. It was basically my ascension from like casually playing Overwatch to competitively playing Overwatch. I learned how to play Mercy and like learn positioning.
Okay.
But like, so I'm used to picking Mercy into every comp, and I can say confidently it does not work on every comp. You can occasionally just pop off or let your DPS pop off. But, oh, the combination slam shatter there from Lil Flaps, and I'm not sure the Wrecking Ball's name, but that was a beautiful combo.
Yeah.
That's
Aram
Corvus. Yeah, that was a great pile drive combo, gets everyone stunned up and guarantees Lil Flaps is able to land that shatter.
Look at this composition. You have the Reinhardt up front, and we've seen Lil Flaps assert his dominance. You have the Reaper pumping out damage, Hanzo spamming in from the back, and then the ball all over the place. This is rough.
Yeah, we really are seeing Western kind of try to stick to this Rein Zarya that they've had some success with in their prior matches, but that may not be the key to beating this Valpo Beacon team.
What would you rather see out of them? We know Hoodie has the Sig in his lineup.
I was going to suggest a Sigma. I'd like to see him switch over to more comfort roles. At this point, as we're seeing, kind of no matter what, it seems to be edging towards Valpo Beacon just bringing out these fights, and the ultimate economy also kind of.
I mean, they do have 6.
We see this fairly frequently from WCU, though, constantly getting up to stacking all those 6 ultimates, and that's really not efficient to have those 6 ultimates and to hold on to them and then just throw them all at the same time. Even if you don't throw them all at the same time, to have to hold them for that long.
Right, well, here's the thing, right? Like, even if you grab and you can win a fight off of grab, you can't build your shatter off your grab. Ideally, you want to use shatter and grab in different fights so that they can play off of each other.
You want the idea for the ultimate economy, disagree again being picked first. One healer in the back line for WC is essentially constantly. If it's disagree or beast them, they're both going down.
I don't even know what happened because Hoodie looked like he wanted to pop out. He was time pressured, but no one followed him out. I don't know if the team said I wasn't ready.
I think they need to get off this Reinhardt composition again with the stack 6 ultimates going into 3rd point. We haven't seen a single ultimate used. This is just not what we want to see.
And Jay Riz, he does not need to be here.
If Reaper decides to punish him there, he may lose that 1v1, especially with that 100 extra poke damage. So Jay Riz maybe being spared his life there. We should see a fight win if they'll ever hit their Q.
I want to see a quick engage right here. Use ultimates and then swap because what they're doing isn't working.
Either grab, lay, or grab. And again, Lil Flap just dropping out the shatter, continuing to close out these fights with WCU still holding on to all 6. We are not seeing any assertion of any sort of aggression from WCU.
There's no agency. There's no proactivity. You were talking about the grab blossom, I believe, and just you could do it from here. Jairus is walking forward in front of his Rhino, and so he's getting pressured out.
Another dragon. We saw those dragons being thrown immediately at second point.
There's no value to walking forward right now. They're just spreading the teams out.
Oh.
Disagrees going for the reds.
And now grab being invested while they're already 3 down.
Oh,
Nano being thrown on the
negative.
ball. This is not good from WCU. I think we saw 1 ult used. 2 ults used. 3. No, not even. He
No, 'cause
swapped
he
heroes.
swapped.
We saw 2 ultimates used on the entirety of Dorado from WCU.
I'm gonna say it. I think they might be boomed.
That was one of the most dominant matches of Overwatch I've ever watched. Like, I don't say that lightly. Little flaps on the Reinhardt. Like, grab the tempo of this game just in the big meaty Reinhardt hand and like is just absolutely setting the pace.
And Western, they're trying to match
They're
it, and
trying
that's
to match
the issue.
it, but they're not investing their ultimates. They engage in the fights. They get down HP. Ultimates are built on the side of Alpha Beacon. They're not scared to use them. They win the fights using the ultimates. Western loses each fight but saves their ultimates, and they're like, oh, we baited Shatter and DPS ultimate. That's good. Okay, you have 6 ults now, but you have to use them, because if they're able to win that next fight with 2 more ults, they've now used that time to build half of their previously used ultimates.
There's so many bad factors to it. At the start of a fight, you're poking damage. You're just feeding over more ults to the other team, and it's
Frustrating to see from WCU, because all they have to do is use the ultimates, even if they're not good. Using them and getting value out of them and being able to recharge them and use them again is infinitely better than holding them and dying.
and getting 2 picks is worth it. You don't need a 6-man
Exactly.
grab. But the point that was killing me at the end was like you could see that they felt pressure to use those ultimates,
Yeah.
but they weren't using them as a team. They were like,
No.
all right, I'm spawned. I gotta go use my ultimate.
And even then, in that final push, we were spectating J-Riz, but we saw 3 heroes go down before that Graviton got used. And those 3 that died had ultimates of their own. Like, it's just a very unfortunate situation. Hopefully we're able to see some adaptation.
And we do right off the bat. We see the double bubble come out as we did see the Hoodie Tofu use the monkey to good effect
I
on
think
this point.
This was a good swap. That's a
Bad
good
jump.
jump there. Looks like he's going to be able to get out unpunished with that Zarya bubble. Still had the bubble of his own. Going to be caught back up. I like this idea. They know they're not able to take the fight to the enemy Reinhardt, as he's been very, very successful and not quite able. They are able to finish off the
Yeah, no, Hoodie Tofu and Mr. Mango, they're a strong diving combo.
Yeah.
They're good friends in real life, so hopefully they can work together in concert.
Yeah. We're seeing a lot more success already in this first kind of scrappy engagement, but it doesn't have to be clean with dive. If you can get that first pick or get that damage off on Punish, full commitment into the backline as Reinhardt's nanoed in. A good time to jump on that healer, but unfortunately Punish slow.
Here is having to take over the role of main tank. He might be able to do it.
Yeah.
Past this Orisa.
Little flaps. Oh, well done. J-Riz able to just maintain high charge, keep the consistent damage. Shatter coming out. And it looks like the team wants to there's something stunned him. I don't think
Yeah, I don't believe that was a shatter coming out.
Orisa got knocked on her back.
Sleep?
Sleep? It was sleep. It's a sleep, and she was immediately woke.
Yup, and Anna and Ryan gonna donate some ultimate
Oh,
charge over
J-Riz
here.
able to stay alive. Not
Oh!
quite. Deciding to repeat. Unlucky. He managed to build a grab, and Lil Flash will be happy about that one. But
Yeah, I don't know that I
too big of a
blame him for
detriment.
re-peeking
No,
there. That's not even
not too
an
big of a
angle.
detriment. That's literally him just trying to get healing. That's more of just I have fire strike on the drive.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But
we do see the copy from Boo.
Yeah.
Do you want to see him go into the Reinhardt?
I'd like
maybe
to see
a
him
DPS?
copy the Reinhardt or the Orisa, because that if he can get that, unlucky, locked into that focusing beam animation, not able to escape there. Is they're just gonna win that fight.
They're gonna use the Orisa ult.
They did use the Orisa ult.
Did they slam?
I don't believe.
Don't believe so. I think they have Reaper ult. He
Um,
looked like he wanted to use it that fight, but held up. And
I would like to see a copy bongo from Boo here. That bongo is such a good, again, with the 6-stack ultimates, we need to see some investments here early, before Valpo Beacon gets a chance to use ultimates of their own.
Again, we say early for so many reasons. It's like because they're getting picked early is why they have to use it. They need to use it early so they can start building up later in the fight. If they...
If Hoodie Tofu, I mean, I maybe wouldn't have engaged the Primal there, but even then, if he threw himself into the enemies there and popped his ultimate and just displaced him and was a disruption, then the focus would have been on him instead of J-Riz. J-Riz would have been able to support and get disagreeing.
He's just staggering
himself
further.
Doesn't realize you cannot pick up the health packs when you are purpled, and maintaining that heal boost instead of swapping to speed.
Yeah.
This is working part of the teams, although 3.5 minutes still on the clock, so time to get their heads screwed on and figure out the push.
I'd like to see Mr. Mango TP over top and try and ult down onto him.
I'd like to see just some kind of early commitment, because if they continue to try to play these fights slow, they're going to be just picked early.
Western's just not dictating anything in the game. They're just walking at a choke and waiting for Valpo to make their play. And
so this may be a bit of an overcorrection from WCU, as in the past they have kind of had an issue of ulting on their own, as we do see grab comes out there. J-Riz not able to follow up on it. Kind of had an issue of playing on their own, not necessarily grouping and playing as a team, but they may be trying to play coordinated here without an actual plan. And so they're grouping up, they're playing together, and they're just dying together.
Yup, they have. This is the second, maybe third fight.
Third point, and also just an interesting choice to even pick the Lucio with the dive. Like you're gonna be speeding your Zarya around. You're gonna be maybe helping your Reaper, but most of the time that Reaper's gonna be off on his own.
Oh, Reaper's gonna take bubble early as a TP in.
You need to see some early ultimates here before picks get. Oh, I'd like to see it invested. The lamp gets used. Oh, and he's just gonna run away and leave his team to fight on their own. I would have loved to see an investment, to see Aberoth is able to get in, get that pick. And
Boo with the post-mortem kill. That's the first kill we've seen in a while.
It is, unfortunately. Looks like Disagree, instead of retreating back, has sectioned himself off and left J-Riz to die.
Do you think we can call a tech pause if our Q button's broke?
Well, I certainly hope we could.
I don't know. They're in their heads. Yeah, that's really the only explanation I have. And this again is behind them. This is not how Lucio provides utility.
I think we've got this just playing completely on his own, still field boosting at full HP, not around the team. Not seeing a lot of individual
Oh, this could be big!
We're finally seeing an ultimate from Mr. Mango, and as soon as they hit the Q buttons, picks go their way. And look, you don't need to invest anything else in this fight. Although we do use the Primal Raid, which we'll take. It'll help almost guarantee those picks on the Reaper and Ana and claim some space. But
we'll get out. I do like this forward position. They need to hold forward so that they can take space. It's just will make
very
drop out quick
surprising. Like, or not very surprising. As soon as they hit Q, they win a fight. Like,
oh, and they're one stacking point.
It's okay. They're maintaining high ground. Pretty Tofu's gonna be pressured very heavily there, and they're gonna nano the Reinhardt. And Valpo Beacon has set themselves up with a good defensive hold, held onto that nano boost, and they're able to just put out the site cleanly.
We're gonna have one fight left. There's gonna be a nano, a tire, and maybe
potentially
a grab.
This has been a ult bank difference, an ult economy difference. Just understanding when the ults need to be invested. What guaranteed value is good value, and just I wish we had the stats for like ultimates used, because I guarantee Valpo Beacon is at least double to triple. I guarantee that it is at least double the ultimates.
I feel bad to say it, but these are my friends, but Western's more lost this map than Valpo Beacon won it. They never made a play.
No, there was no aggressive attempt. The best play that we saw was a Death Blossom, of literally just one ultimate being used and happening to find those 3 kills. I'd really have liked to seen some more coordination, some more just a better understanding of how Western wanted to go about winning this, because they really looked lost.
Yeah, no, unfortunate. Again, it's a sad note to what was an awesome season from Western, from start to finish, really, for A team and B team. Yeah. It's an unfortunate 4-0 end, but again, Western came in as one of the lowest seeds in playoffs. They went on a huge run to get to this point. So much improvement from individual players, team coordination. Really, Hoodie Tofu, I'd like to particularly shout out for his improvement, his growth in role and flexibility. Disagree came in and was the B team captain all season long. Kind of responsibility that was thrust upon him, but he rose to the challenge. Everyone really deserves congratulations. It's just an unfortunate ending.
Unfortunate ending to what was a great run from WCU. We had some phenomenal previous matches in which we had a more fun outcome, but still a lot of good plays in this match. Some good maps, played closely, and just unfortunate that WCU doesn't come out with the win.
Yeah, we should still have a Mountaineer of the Day.
Yes.
We'll go grab that person. Do you want to throw any extra fun facts you have?
I also have. I'm down to just talk about the match some more.
Oh yeah,
I may have a few more things to say. So
break it down some more.
Yeah. Honestly, specifically talking about as a first semester freshman myself, it's very exciting to see like this improvement and growth, both on an individual level and on a team coordination level, just after the first semester. Like, I've loved playing on the esports team. I love being involved and being up in the arena. This is a lot of fun to do. I'm glad I get to do this, and just it's a good group of guys, and we all have a fun time, and guys and gals, I shall say. We have a fun time, and just to see everyone improve, it gets me so excited for our spring season and getting to play with these guys more and just getting more match time and kind of getting that competition experience under our belt. And as this is our first, at least Overwatch appearance in the league finals, so very exciting to get that first competition under the program's belts, and hopefully we'll have many more appearances. Not sure on how much longer we're going to have to wait for that Mountaineer of the Day, but I guess I'll personally talk about who I thought played particularly well. Honestly, if I'm going to highlight one player from the match, the flip-flap or whatever the Reinhardt's name on the enemy team was, that was some phenomenal Ryan play from him. But honestly, all around, okay. Well, it looks like we have our interview with the Mountaineer of the Day coming up momentarily.
He's about to come in. Get the label created and then watch him walk away. We'll bring him right back in.
Yeah. Bringing our Mountaineer of the Day for
today and for the whole season, more or less, is this.
Disagree. Captain of the B team. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Unfortunate outcome of today's match. Here's your complimentary Mountain Dew Rise can. Everyone gets one for the interview. I'm currently not drinking Mountain Dew Rise, but it's good. Unfortunate how today's match went. We saw plenty of signs of life from you guys. Some really phenomenal defense on Eichenwald. As you may have heard, we renamed Third Point Eichenwald to the Mountaintop. That's where us Mountaineers reside, and we're not letting anyone else take that third point. But altogether, a phenomenal series run, and good to see you guys in the finals. Do you have any words about the match?
We struggle with our ult usage for sure.
Yep.
100%. We need to definitely focus on that for the next coming season. Everyone played their best.
Yeah,
we got second place.
Nothing to be upset about. A phenomenal run through the playoffs to get that second place, and some phenomenal improvements from individuals and as a team, team coordination. So very excited for upcoming seasons with this roster and anyone else we may pick up along the way. I had a question. I just left my mind, but it will come back momentarily. So on that when Boo got the clutch boot on Eichenwald, I assume at that point in the columns you guys were down, expecting to lose that. What was like the first thing that happened once you realized that fight might be winnable? Like,
well, for sure. As you guys on 18 always told us, we should never split up, but me and Boo were definitely holding point there. Boo was trying to save it, but we were holding it for sure.
Yeah.
And
unfortunate.
we came back.
But yeah, we did see some great plays, and again, I'd like to highlight those previous matches. There's the VODs of those up, some phenomenal plays, and honestly has me so excited for the future of Overwatch esports. You have anything else you'd like to say? I can keep asking questions, but if you have anything.
I think that's about it.
Okay, well, this
a great season.
A great season. Very excited for the next one. Do you plan on being captain for the coming semester for B team?
The hopeful is I will remain captain of B team with Titan remaining A team.
Yeah. So I guess I'll ask you a couple more questions while I have you here. We'll try to forget about this individual match outcome and just more talk about just the season and stuff. So we've seen you play all three roles. A lot play on that Pharah, the off tank, and most recently a lot of the healer. Do you have a favorite role or like a favorite hero? Or somewhere where you feel like you can make the most impact?
All depends on how the match is going. As we saw today, J-Riz was playing a great off tank.
Yep.
And Thursday when we were playing East Stroudsburg. When I stepped back to healer, we started to
Yeah.
synergize more as
That
a
was
team.
a very, very good
So
match.
I think it all depends on what we need and what's going on at the time.
Yeah.
Because as we saw today, Boo can play a very strong Pharah, so we don't really need my Pharah DPS.
Having the flexibility there to be able to swap and fill those roles, it's good to have one of those flex players on your roster. And you've really been able to fill that this season. And again, I'm very excited to see both you and the rest of the B team roster play the rest of the season. And I want to play you guys again because you guys are looking a lot more coordinated, a lot more. Yeah. So, again, thank you, Dis. I think this will wrap it up for the interview. Congratulations for a phenomenal season. Congratulations on second place. Enjoy your Mountain Dew Rise and your iron, definitely stone pickaxe.
Yeah.
And I'm down to play some matches later. So
Yeah. Well, we'll set up a scrimmage between A team and B
Yeah.
team. Look forward to
we
that.
can probably stream that one. So
Yeah.
thank you, Dis.
Yep. Thank you for having me.
All right.
B team captain disagree. Strong interview. Mountaineer of the
Mountaineer
day.
of the
That's
day.
that's the first time
Is
he's
this
won
the
it.
first time?
I don't think it's the first time he's earned it.
No.
It's just everyone kind of.
You can't give it to the captain.
Well, no, you can.
Well, I mean,
everyone just assumes you can't. They
You
just
can't
don't
give
think
it to the captain.
That's
Air quotes.
that's
Yeah.
the reason that I made it so that the person who gave it out last week gives
Gets
it to the
it, yeah.
next,
I think
so that the
that's-
captain can win. Otherwise,
that-
it'd be captain
yeah.
every time.
That's honestly, I love Mountaineer of the Day. I love being able to highlight and shout out. A lot of time the supports don't get the love that they should. I know as a tank, I kind of have a similar experience, but not as bad as the supports. Those guys do so much.
Yeah, no, and again, as team captain, he's doing a lot
Yeah.
off the field that you don't see,
Yeah.
and that is
Yeah.
just honestly stuff I didn't want to do, which
Yeah.
is why yeah.
He's filled the role, and it's been great to have him. And just the whole rosters, it's a lot of fun. Very excited for the next season.
Yeah, no, hopefully we'll be back in the spring with Overwatch. For Western esports in general, it's exciting. League of Legends is in the same position that Western
Awesome.
is. They're going to be playing in their finals on Wednesday this week.
Okay.
Don't know what time, but
Yeah.
it will be streamed right here.
I have to tune into that one.
Yeah.
I personally know nothing about League, but always going to support the Mountaineers and got to root for them in their finals. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for being with us over the course of these playoffs and this final match. It's been fun to bring these games to you. Hopefully we'll see you in the near future.
See you guys.